Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications. And now, let's join ace broadcaster MAMODE AKUGHA as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Niger's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, MAMODE AKUGHA. The Niger Delta region has been the heartbeat of Nigeria's economy since the first commercial drilling of crude oil in 1957 at Otuabagi, Loibri, in present-day Bayelsa State. It has contributed massively to the country's foreign exchange earnings and till date remains a major driver of national revenue. Yet, despite its pivotal role in sustaining the economy, the reality of underdevelopment on the ground paints a rather gloomy picture of the Niger Delta. As Nigeria marks its 64th independence anniversary, this situation raises important questions about fairness and equitable development in the region. In this special report, our correspondent Timkat Nambol takes a closer look at the developmental challenges confronting the region while highlighting the pressing need for meaningful change in the oil-rich Niger Delta region.
In 1958, the report of the Sir Henry Willings Commission on Minority Rights recommended, among other things, an urgent need to develop the oil-rich Niger Delta region as an area in need of special attention. 66 years later, and 64 of which have been under an independent Nigeria, very little has actually been done or achieved talking about development and improving the living conditions of the people from the area. It is even more worrisome that this apparent neglect has continued despite providing 80 to 90% of the country's export receipt for the past 67 years and counting. According to data, 70% of the people in the region live in squalor, and the youth, even after obtaining tertiary educations, have remained largely unemployed. Their traditional means of livelihood, which is farming and fishing, are severely impacted as a result of heavy environmental pollution due to the unsustainable oil exploration and exploitation activities. Similarly, physical infrastructure such as roads and bridges, which are vital for connecting isolated coastal communities to the hinterlands, is almost absent, thereby clogging the wheels of rapid development across the region. Celebrating 64 years of independence amidst these challenges evokes deep frustration for the people and residents of the Niger Delta, who reason that Nigeria's self-rule has not alleviated their struggles, but has rather compounded their woes. For about 4 decades now, advocates from the region have been calling for genuine effort to address the grievances of derivation issues such as sidelining local communities and subnational government of control over resources found on their lands, which dates back to the 1969 Petroleum Act. This law excluded the people from directly dealing in the wealth generated from their own resources, which many stakeholders say laid the groundwork for discontent and violent agitations in the region. While the amnesty program initiated by President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua in 2009 reduced the scale of these violent agitations, the hydra-headed monster of illegal activities such as crude oil theft and artisanal crude oil refining continues underground and unabated, a situation that sabotages the nation's economy and serves as a sad reminder that the displeasure and grievances of the people are still very much alive and should be properly attended to. Successive governments in Nigeria have actually introduced various initiatives aimed at addressing the Niger Delta region's development challenges, but many of these efforts have fallen short of the expectations of the people. The Niger Delta Development Board, NDDB, established in 1960, was the first attempt, but it was hampered by insufficient funding. Similarly, the Niger Delta Basin Development Authority, NDBDA, set up in the 1970s, suffered from almost the same challenges, making it ineffective in bringing real change to the region. In 1992, the Oil Mineral Producing Areas Development Commission, OMPADEC, was created to address the environmental and developmental concerns of the oil-producing areas. However, it also struggled. By 2000, the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, was established under President Olusegun Obasanjo's administration to consolidate development effort. Despite its lofty objectives, the NDDC has faced multiple setbacks, including allegations of mismanagement of funds, political interferences, and entanglement in administrative bureaucracies. Also, the Ministry of Niger Delta Development, created to fast-track development in the region, is yet to bring about any lasting and meaningful impact across the region. For the Hydrocarbon Pollution and Remediation Project, HYPREP, established to clean up oil-contaminated lands in places like Ogoniland, has rather taken a disgusting snail pace in the delivery of its mandate. An example of the tragic neglect faced by the Niger Delta is the phase of the East-West Road, which is the region's single most important road. Awarded for reconstruction in 2006, it has sadly remained in a deplorable condition, with slow progress recorded in the last 18 years, despite its economic significance, especially to Nigeria's oil and gas industry. While this road is still in deplorable state, the current administration would rather take on a rather ambitious construction of an over 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar coastal road than prioritize the completion of the reconstruction work on East-West Road. Beyond just empty words and promises from government and the proliferations of agencies and initiatives that offer nothing more than compensation to a few privileged individuals, the people want to see the construction of high-impact projects like major roads and bridges that will connect previously isolated coastal communities to major cities, easing some of the hardships experienced by the coastal population. These types of projects could be likened to the construction of the Tombia Amasoma Road and Bridge over Nun River in Bayelsa State, awarded for construction by the government of Chief DSP Alamesia in August 2005. Today, the road and bridge makes it possible for so many Bayelsans to access several communities which were impossible to reach by road, including the Bayelsa State Airport. The Bomadi Bridge over the Focados River and Abo Bridge over the Ase River, constructed under the administration of former Delta State Governor Chief James Ibori, has significantly improved interactions between several riverine communities across the state. Chief Ibori also awarded the Trans-Warri Ode Shekiri Road and Bridges in 2006, which is now receiving accelerated attention under Governor Sheriff Oboriowori, who has promised to complete it by the end of 2027. When completed, it will open up access by road to Ode Shekiri, traditional headquarters of the Shekiri people, for the first time in over 500 years. The ongoing Bodo Boni Link Road project, undertaken by the federal government and the NLNG in Rivers State, which will connect Boni Island to mainland for the first time ever, is another example of the kind of project that the people are yearning for, to connect previously isolated communities and drive socio-economic development and interaction in the region. In Bayelsa State, the Nembe Brass Yenogua Oporoma, and Sagbama Ekeremo roads to link communities in the 3 senatorial districts under the leadership of Governor Doyodiri will connect several isolated communities for the first time by land. Without a doubt, the people of the Niger Delta yearn for real developmental projects that will foster economic growth and significantly improve the quality of life of the people. The sentiment is that while Nigeria celebrates 64 years of independence, it is yet to bring the meaningful development the region has long desired. Sustainable development efforts by both national and subnational government must be driven with a focus on projects that reduce isolation, improve access to essential services, and support the economic livelihood of the people.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Following the recent visit of the Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC to monitor its foreign postgraduate scholars at Coventry University in the United Kingdom, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, has revealed that the Commission will introduce a framework for real-time monitoring of beneficiaries of the scheme, even after graduation. Dr. Ogbuku stated that this initiative will establish a comprehensive database of the 2,900 indigenous scholars who have benefited from the program over the past 14 years, which would allow the NDDC assess the scheme's impact on human capacity development in the region. We now bring you details of these and other developments from the Regional Intervention Agency.
In line with its commitment to excellence, the NDDC's leadership visited Coventry University recently to monitor the progress of the 2024-2025 scholars who were given scholarships to pursue various postgraduate studies. During the visit, the NDDC's Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Dr. Samuel Ogbuku noted that going forward, the scheme would lay more emphasis on science, technology, engineering, and medicine-related courses. He also revealed that the program is under review to ensure all beneficiaries are well supported and their progress is tracked even after they complete their studies. The monitoring team encouraged the scholars to focus on their academic pursuits, demonstrate excellence in both character and learning, and upon their return, make meaningful contributions to the development of the Niger Delta region. Also from the NDDC, the Commission has commenced emergency repairs on the failed sections of the Warri-Benin Highway. The Warri-Benin Highway, which connects Delta and Edo states, have been in a deplorable condition for years. NDDC Managing Director Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, during an inspection of the failed sections of the road last week, assured commuters that while awaiting the federal government's full-scale reconstruction project, the Commission would continue to carry out essential remedial works to ease the burden on road users and improve accessibility.
So once they finish with this spot, they'll also move to the next place and up to the worst section, which is the Ologbo area going towards Benin. And I think we're just assuring commuters that they should just be a little bit patient, and we are sorry for the sufferings, but they should be rest assured that we are going to fix them as soon as possible.
The Warri-Benin Highway is a major link into the East-West Road, which runs from the Efurun roundabout in Delta State to Oron in Akwa Ibom State. The East-West Road, which was conceived in the 1970s and runs through several states in the Niger Delta, was awarded for reconstruction in 2006 during Olusegun Obasanjo's administration. However, it has remained in a deplorable state nearly 18 years later. The situation worsened in 2022 when floods severely damaged portions of the road, exacerbating the struggles of the people. Following this, the federal government approved an additional 260 billion naira in November 2022 to fund the reconstruction works, raising the total cost to about 506 billion naira. Despite this increased allocation, little has changed on the road in the last past 2 years. The Regional Intervention Agency, for its part, has been conducting remedial works on some failed sections so as to ease the burden of commuting on the road. This includes the Okobe-Ula-Okobo stretch in Ahoda connecting Rivers and Bayelsa states in July this year. The NDDC is now also facilitating remedial work on the Warri-Sapele axis of the Warri-Benin highway that has become a traveler's nightmare to ensure easy access into the east-west road. The contractor speaking during the recent visit gave the assurance that the remedial works would be completed as soon as possible to make the roads safer for motorists.
Where we are now is Ibadan-Lume, that's the first section. Then the next section is Amokwe roundabout. Then we have some other minor sections in between at Mosoga. Even between this place and Amokwe, there are some areas to fix.
The NDDC helmsman, Dr. Obuku, further reassured the people of the Niger Delta of the Commission's resolve to addressing the region's numerous challenges, including tackling infrastructure deficits and other pressing issues.
Inside the Niger Delta, Standout Properties Limited presents a real estate opportunity of a lifetime. Bloom Towers, a waterfront twin high-rise buildings of 19 and 21 stories at the edge of the Atlantic Ocean in the prestigious Oniru area, Victoria Island, Lagos. Bloom Towers is a green and smart building project consisting of 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments and maisonettes, as well as 10,300 square meters available space for commercial and corporate use. Built for completion in 2027, Bloom Towers has 236 units available for sale with a starting price of 100 million naira. Lock down a unit today with a down payment of 20% and spread the balance over the next 24 months. Contact us on 080-693-47063 or 091-22-656-975.
It is a project that will bring huge return on investment.
Bloom Towers, from foundation to skyline. Ezekiel Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. Ezekiel Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability and infrastructure development.
The Bayelsa State government has stated that Governor Doyediri's assured agenda for his second term is designed to foster growth across key sectors and promote agricultural revolution, drive technological innovation in education, and develop sporting infrastructure to create opportunities for Bayelsa's youth. This approach aligns with the administration's broader commitment to laying the foundation for long-term prosperity in the state by prioritizing sustainable economic strategies and inclusive governance initiatives. We now bring you some highlights of development from last week in Bayelsa State as Governor Doyedire continues his dedicated march towards the realization of prosperity for all Bayelsans.
When Governor Doyedire took office in 2020, he made clear his commitment to fostering holistic development in Bayelsa State and to ensuring lasting peace in its communities. In a recent interview with Inside the Niger Delta, the Bayelsa State Commissioner for Information, Orientation and Strategy, Honorable Ebiowo Koku Obiai, highlighted some of the gains achieved so far.
He has done a lot, and we are still doing a lot. In this second tenure, he has completed Sagbame-Keruma Road. And because we want to open up our 3 senatorial districts road. And if you look at Yanagwa-Oporoma Road, we have even gone across the river. So anytime from now, maybe by the dry season, you will see that people will be even trekking out.
For his second and final term, the commissioner explained that Governor Diri has crafted the assured agenda to guide Bayelsa State towards a prosperous future that will bring about meaningful development through expanding opportunities in agriculture as well as marine and blue economy, amongst others. In another development, Bayelsa State Governor While visiting the modular refinery in the state under construction by Azikel Group, said his administration would support and create an enabling environment for the refinery and similar investments in the state to operate without hitches. Governor Diri said this was in furtherance of his administration's commitment to drive industrialization in the state that will boost internally generated revenue as well as create employment opportunities for all Bayelsans. The $850 million worth refinery located in Obunaga is designed to refine 12,000 barrels of crude oil per day and produce high-quality petroleum products along with other secondary products. For his part, President of Azikel Group, Dr. Erwani Azibapu, noted that the establishment of the refinery was to add value in the Nigerian oil and gas sector as well as to actively contribute to the growth and development of the oil-rich Bayelsa state. Still in Bayelsa, Governor Diri last week said that there is an urgent need to restructure the current federal system practice in Nigeria to allow subnational governments have some control over their resources for sustainable development of the federating units. Senator Diri, who stated this while speaking as the guest lecturer at the 64th Founders' Day lecture of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, further argued that the centralization of powers in Abuja accounts largely for the impoverishment and underdevelopment across communities in the oil-rich Niger Delta region.
What meaningful and sustainable prosperity can we achieve when states are denied control over their own resources? And this is not merely about economic development. It is also about social justice. When states thrive, I believe that Nigeria will also thrive.
He maintained that in the current arrangement, the promise of true federalism in Nigeria is more or less an illusion that must be reformed to meet the aspirations and yearnings of the people.
Inside the Niger Delta.
And from Bayelsa State, we now take you to Delta State, where we bring you some developments from the big hot state.
The Delta State Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori, and his deputy, MAMODE Onyeme, who took charge of government affairs in the state on May 29, 2023, promised to provide meaningful development opportunities for all, realistic reforms, and enhanced peace and security for all Deltans. For over 1 year now in the saddle, the governor and his team have been keeping to the letters of his development blueprint, otherwise known as the MORE Agenda. The administration has completed and commissioned several projects inherited from previous governments, demonstrating its commitment to pursuing the principle of continuity in governance. It has also initiated several others across the length and breadth of the state to ease the burdens of the people in the state. Last week, the acting governor of Delta State, MAMODE Onyeme, inspected the Nnebisi Internal Link Road in Asaba, where he reassured both residents and commuters along the area that the government is fully aware of the challenges posed by the poor condition of the road and is committed to resolving it as soon as possible.
The problem, as I learned from my technical team, is that, those roads are not meant for certain class of vehicles. But we're on top of it. We're going to make sure that we repair all the failed portions on our own side.
The administration has reiterated its commitments to ensuring interconnectivity between all parts of the state through infrastructure development so as to foster socio-economic growth and shared prosperity across the oil-rich state. In another development, the Delta State government has expressed readiness to collaborate with the government of Kenya and various organizations from the country to explore opportunities in sectors such as tourism and hospitality, agriculture and solid minerals. Acting Governor of Delta State, MAMODE Onyeme, made this known last week when he received the Kenyan High Commissioner to Nigeria, Ambassador Isaac Parashina, during a courtesy visit.
The possibility of also looking at some of the things you do there and bringing them back into our country. And then you can also take some of the things we do here and take back. It will benefit both of our countries.
For his part, Ambassador Isaac Parashina, who noted that Kenya shares several similarities with Nigeria, particularly in areas of culture, economy and societal challenges, also expressed the country's openness to explore areas of comparative advantage which can help both countries strengthen their interactions and create economic opportunities. Also from Delta State, the chairman of Isoko South Local Government Area, Honorable Friday Ovoke Wari, last week visited Ikpide-Iri community to familiarize himself and his team with the living conditions of the people in the grassroots communities. The chairman and his team inspected several critical facilities, including school, health centers, market, and the water projects located in the community. At AKUGHA Primary School, the headmistress and staff outlined the challenges that have made the environment unsuitable for transfer of knowledge.
This place that you are seeing is not our school site. Our school site is inside the town, that is outskirts of the town. So because of the flood, we normally close the school as from Senteba.
I'm in AKUGHA Primary School. This is KG1 and KG2. We are patching up. Even no share, nothing. If rain fall, we cannot stay, we cannot cope up. All the children's body will be wet. So we are suffering, managing. So please, we need help.
The chairman, while decrying the sorry state of the school and other critical facilities in the community, pledged an immediate intervention to address staff shortage in the primary school and ensure the environment is conducive for learning. Honorable Wari further assured the community that his administration is determined to alleviate the sufferings of the people at the grassroots in line with his campaign promises.
History is made in Ikpide-Iri community today from the lips of the people that a serving chairman has not visited this community. And today we visited, we've seen the market. Yes, we will not just make vain promises, but by the special grace of God, we will do what we can do to ameliorate the suffering of the people.
The chairman also inspected key projects, including the rehabilitation works on Obemudia Road, the Council Gatehouse, and the renovation of the Executive Lodge at the Council headquarters in Ole.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, that's the size of our package on the program for today. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Niger's oil-rich region, will be back same time, same station next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles shown right now on your screens. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria for these stories and many more. Until next week, I am MAMODE AKUGHA, thanking you for staying tuned. Bye for now.